so I figured out this thing with water, like how to intentionally and willfully use it as a focus amplification device. So like whatever is going on inside of you physiologically, so where you're focused versus not focused, I can apply pressure to that system, very similar to like a crowbar applying pressure to a system, or a pulley, or like a bat. I've used this metaphor before. So imagine if you had an activity that was like punching. If you have a baseball bat or a sword, that simple machine using levers, right? The wrist lever, and then the wedge, the actual edge of the sword, you can get this pressure increase. It's like 1,000 or 1,000,000 fold beyond what would happen if you just punched with your hand or hit with your body, right? So you can use very, very simple machines like a long lever and a wedge to make something like a sword, and then that tool or that implement puts you on an entirely different level than people without that. And so I've figured out, like, using just a long tube and a body of water, similar to how a sword is like a long stick, and then like a focusing device, right? So I've used the same thing with the long hose. It's kind of a stick through this, like a denser dimension that connects that denser dimension to your actual like breath, and then breath is very much tied into focus. And so by breathing through a snorkel, there's just that arrangement of very simple principles multiplies the breath, just like a sword multiplies striking. So my ability to focus is that much greater than anybody who's not using a similar piece of equipment. And so using that focus, I have attained every spiritual state that I've ever heard anybody reference or talk about. Like all the different types of states of focus, all the different abilities, all the different things. I've walked through and done all of them myself, like easily, like so easy. It's like I don't even know. And these states are difficult. Like fighting a tiger is difficult, but if you have a sword, it's really not that hard. And so there's all these different states of focus and attainment that are like normally extremely difficult for anybody to obtain, and I've obtained all of them. I've seen all truth. I've obtained states of focus within which the truth is revealed to you, right? So I understand all mysteries of consciousness. Anything speakable and understandable, shareable, anything that you could build a technology tree out of. Like, yes, there's it's infinite, right? It's infinite, and I'm just a human. But the degree to which things are accessible for a human, you can use water to make all of these different states of focus and learning and knowing and clarity. They're all very easy to obtain, the same way that anybody can pick up a sword and they hit harder than anybody has ever punched in the whole world ever. Right? It just same thing with the car, the wheel. All of a sudden with a wheel or with a pulley, you can have the most average person is stronger and faster than the fastest person ever. And so with that level of focus, you can understand anything you want to put your mind to, like anything. It's up to you. It's not like, oh, what is it? Oh, is it an ab exercise? Do you want to learn how to not be fat? Do you want to learn whatever? It's anything. It's understanding where musical talent and focus comes from. Where does inspiration come from? What's going on? All these things that are invisible, the degree to which the focus is increased in the water makes everything visible. And the way that it makes everything visible is when you're in water, when you're breathing in that field, under that field's pressure, the field that you're in is suddenly visible. All the waves, there's just as many waves and stuff happening in the air all the time. You're always in the water. You're always in the water. You're centered in your body water. Like, the world's fractal. So when you're doing this thing to where you're a tube breathing underwater, you're doing what you're doing. So that automatically centers you. It automatically focuses you. What is focus? Focus is to be doing what you're doing. You are pulling air into a body of water. And so when you do that, when you snorkel, when you go down, and you're not only pulling air into water, you're pulling air deeply into water. And so as you go deeper and deeper underwater, it pulls you, and you're doing what you're doing to the degree that if you go there, it will crush you. You can be crushed. This is exactly like what is happening. And so when you do it, you are more doing what is actually happening. Your focus increases. You'll get better at anything you can figure out how to do. So you could practice running, walking, balance, meditating, sitting, posture, musicality, dance. There's a gazillion and one things you can look at with this increased focus, and you will penetrate them. Focus penetrates. Focus breaks the veil. So whatever veil you have over anything, if you amplify your focus 10,000 fold, you will break that veil. And it's not like a drug. It's not a drug to where it just, the drug poisons the veil, right? Like if you take acid or mushrooms or whatever, that drug poisons the veil. And the veil collapses, and you can see through the veil, but with no focus, no interaction, right? Normally, without a drug, you have to go to the veil, and you have to navigate through it. You have to figure out, what does it want to, like, how do I get through this veil? Because sometimes it's just very hard focus, and boom, you go through the veil, right? Maybe there's a way to just ask it. Is the veil conscious? Could I just ask it? But when you do a drug, it poisons the veil. It poisons the mother. It poisons Maya. It poisons matter. And so a drug causes this dissolution of the veil, and you see the full reality, but you don't engage. There's no relationship with the veil. So this, since it's not drug based, although you can do drugs, it'd probably be crazy. This isn't drug based. This just gives you your focus enough to actually, you can go through the veil, and because of the assist in focus and aid, you can get through the veil. You can saturate it. By breathing underwater and thinking, your thought becomes more like water. And so it saturates, it wets, it connects, it floods, everything becomes full. You get the ability to know directly by becoming full, not by having some chain through facts or logical deductions or things that you've learned. I've learned this and this and this and this and this. Like, no, this level of focus makes it full. There's no longer separations between concepts that you have to grasp with your understanding. You fill in those spaces. And that's what happens when you focus. This is just a focus amplification device. It's not anything that crazy different. Right? Like, everyone's looking for something crazy different, and it's like when you pick up a stick or a sword, it's not that crazy different. It's just like, oh man, there's an art here, and I can hit way harder. I can hit way harder. The monkey doesn't pick it up and start tripping balls and going like, no, it's just, wow, this is a tool. The same way that the wheel is a tool. This is a game changer. Radically different. But it's not a drug. You are in normal consciousness. This is normal reality. And so as such, it has direct application on all spiritual practices concerned with protecting the veil, relating to the veil, transcending the veil, becoming conscious of the veil, becoming separate from the veil, being born. Being born again is to become separate from the veil, and then to navigate through the veil being reality, the veil being the virgin, the veil being the mother, that which covers God, and that which God emerges from, and that which we emerge into God through. That's the mother of God, is the veil, the Maya, the matter. And that veil is approached in water, so that's why you have water breaking. That's why baptism is decidedly, over the last several thousand years, people have collectively deemed it to be the most important ritual or sacrament ever conceived of. Baptism. So there's something there that people associate meeting truth with is done through water. And so also in my intense focus, it's like my intense focus has led it to where I understand all of every other religion, Buddhism, whatever. At the same time, I simultaneously see that the Orthodox faith and the Orthodox Church is the complete and full truth. They have all of the mysticism, they have all of the correct social organization, they have all the correct rituals, all the correct sacraments, to be completely full, to be completely human. Do people misunderstand it? Do whatever? Yes, but the lineage of the saints, the lineage of the monks, the lineages of the churches of the whole, the collection of temples, that is the Orthodox Church through time, has resisted every type of propaganda, every type of nonsense, every type of intellectual confusion throughout time, and has kept to what is a complete truth that you can actually see if you actually move through the veil, or if truth. This is the reality tells people the truth all the time, and they go, "Oh, it's Christ. It's Christ." Right? So even with this complete focus, it's like I'm not going to discover anything new. It's not like people have not known the truth. It's not like the truth is not present in the world. I'm not bringing forth the truth in some new way, but I am saying that this technique is in alignment even with that. The longest and the oldest and the most unchanging Christianity is what I have found to be the truth via direct observation. So like with this focus technique, with this thing that amplifies my mental and noetic abilities, what I see is identical to what is professed by the saints and the mystics and the theologians of the Orthodox Church. Not necessarily any of the idiots in the church. They're individuals, they're egos. Like not every ego in the church is fully functioning. The people who are capable of being in the church and speaking from their body or speaking from water report, and they see the same sort of stuff that I see. And I see the same stuff that everyone else sees. Like I'm not saying anything new. Like all of these spiritual states that I've obtained with water, it's like it's not new. Yeah, it's the same thing everybody else saw, but it's just like there's the way that I did it. The way that I did it is real easy. Like anybody can do it. And I've told everybody. I've tried to tell my friends, my family, my strangers. I've told priests. I've told my best friends. I've told millionaires. I've told. I've tried to get on podcasts, and I've told people with a sober, like in the most sober and serious way possible. I think this is what's going on. This is why I think it's happening. This is why I'm very convinced that what I've discovered is true and like is working and has universal applicability. I've tested it on some people who it's not their pony show, but it does exactly what I say it does. It does. It is an art. It is a skill. You do have to kind of learn it the same way that you have to learn how to like use a sword, even though anybody could pick it up. Like there's a certain skill involved. If you're already athletic and you pick up a sword or a stick, you're probably able to like twirl it around pretty good. if you're a blah blah blah, like if you don't have anything going on skill wise, then when you pick it up, like you're not going to have any skill at it really, but it'll still make you way more powerful than what you are. And just nobody gives a shit. I don't even want to go any further on my own. I've done it on my own for so long, it scares me. It's not something I would even want to do on my own. It's too deep. It's like too out there. It's like doing drugs by yourself all the time. It's just made me crazy. Resentful. I just have to listen to people like struggling with delusions that could just be like, oh, just know. Why don't you just know? Instead of having all these mysteries, just know. I just like, it's crazy. I'm missing something obviously, because it's like I feel like like if I just got in and did it right, like it does what I'm saying, but like the isolate, it doesn't overcome isolation. It doesn't overcome human connection, I guess, right? It's like, so if you can have the greatest thing in the world, and if nobody cares, like if it's not shareable, if it's not relatable, if it's not in a tradition, or if it's not willing to be accepted into a tradition, it'll just drive you insane. And so the practice itself reflects all the process. That's true of anybody. Like whoever figures out how to go through the veil, if you go through the veil in such a way that it's not acceptable, you end up in the wilderness. So that's why it's important that the culture's like religious center has a place for this. Like if you look at Western Christianity, it has no place for this stuff. So anybody that goes beyond the veil has to leave the church, because there is no mysticism, there is no monasticism, there is no people that play with the substance, the isness of reality itself, rather than any of the games of like money or survival or fame or attention. Anyway, whatever.